Yo, what is up, guys? This is the Brickto here. I wanted to talk about the Minifigures Series 23. I guess overall my thoughts on this series are I feel like a lot of the standard series here have kind of come and go in their, last like 4 or 5 series for me. I just feel like I haven't really seen anything super unique. I feel like they've done a lot of things with this series that they've done in the past. We have a lot of costumes here. It's kind of the theme of this. And besides a few nice parts here, like notably the candy cane and some of the characters that fit more of a Christmassy vibe and probably are going to fit well with your Winter Village setup, I think overall, just from a collectible standpoint, I'm not feeling it lately with the generic series, and I have a few reasons why, as to I think why that might be, and I'm curious if you guys may relate to this as well. So first and foremost, I think that we've had a definitely increase in licensed themes seeing their own minifigure series. You know, just in 2021, we saw a Marvel minifigure series, which I think was pretty good. And certainly, at the same price point for $5 per pack, I'd probably rather have one of these than the generic figures, at least for the most part. Like I said, besides maybe a specific figure or two out of the generic series. We also... I guess this is another point as well. I think having 2 generic series per year is maybe a bit much. I think maybe moving to more of a format for 1 per year might be the best decision moving forward if we're going to see an increase in licensed themes minifigures, which for me, I'm definitely more of a fan of. And moving on, we also had the Looney Tunes minifigure series. Again, I feel like these, just from a collectible standpoint and having the whole set, much cooler than having the entire set of the generic series. So for people who are going to be having a budget, looking at the minifigures that they're going to pick up, I feel like this comes into play quite a bit in deciding which ones to get and which ones to collect. I find myself much more gravitating towards, say, for example, like the Looney Tunes one, more so than the others. We also had the Muppets as well. I feel like this one didn't do too well, but again, I do feel like you get some really unique figures that you're just not really going to see. And again, I feel like there's a little bit more collectability with that, and that's just the nature of these licensed themes in comparison to something like this, where it's just going to be a subtle theme, I would say, throughout the series, right? Like this is costumes, but we've seen that before. And again, not doesn't really get me too excited. I think the second reason is the increase to these bags at $5 per piece. I think at Ford, they're a little bit more of an interesting grab at the checkout. For some reason, $5 for me seems a bit overpriced. I do think about a lot of the cheaper price sets, for example, in the Marvel theme or Star Wars or something like that, that come with multiple minifigures at that, $20 or $30 price point, to where this just does not seem like a good deal for the most part. And I guess for me, that's sort of where my threshold is as to, whether or not I'm going to collect the entire series. I think that $5 increase has really narrowed my focus. I've said this before, but, I'm been collecting all the Harry Potter minifigure series, so I'll continue to do that. And some of these ones that are sort of offshoots that I find particularly interesting, like the Looney Tunes, I'll be collecting all of these. But for the most part, it kind of puts these ones on the back burner as an added reason that, they're $5 now. And the third reason, I know I touched on this a bit, but, I feel like we've seen just so much redundancy with the series, the generic series here. We've had costumes before. I think Series 18 is when we first saw a big push for the costumes. And they're new, they're different, and they're kind of cool, some of them, but for the most part, I feel like they've kind of done this situation before, and I feel like maybe they're running out of ideas a little bit for these series, and I feel like it's kind of coming through quite a bit, and they're still providing some value with some unique pieces that I know people are going to want, but for the most part, as far as having sort of a nice cohesive series with a subtle theme to it that makes it collectible, I feel like they've kind of run out of ideas for that seemingly in the recent years, and that's sort of my thoughts on it. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about Series 23. Is this something you've been looking forward to? I feel like this just sort of came up recently, and I almost just forgot about it. It's kind of been that situation lately for me with these series. I'm curious if you feel the same way, and maybe some of the reasons why. Do you feel like you've maybe gravitated towards more of the licensed minifigure series we've seen in recent years, or do you think it's because of the price increase? I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and text them, guys. This is the Brickto, signing off.
Bye.